It's Georgia here, welcome back to my channel. So we all know what it's like when it's in the morning, you're in a rush, you're trying to get out the door for the school run, you've got to go to work, you've got to do some errands on time, and you've had to leave the house in a massive mess, and when you come home you end up just feeling completely overwhelmed. We've all been there. So I thought today I would go through my 4 priority things to do before I leave the house every day so that I don't feel quite as overwhelmed when I get home. Okay, so my first tip would be to make your bed. Usually in a bedroom, the bed takes up the majority of space and it's usually the focal point of the room as well. And plus, when you come back into the room, either to fold your washing or just to grab something, if your bed's in a mess, it's going to make the whole room look untidy and not make you feel very motivated, especially in the morning. It's definitely not the first thing I do every day. Me and Isabella go downstairs and have breakfast first. We then come back upstairs and get dressed, and that's when I make the bed, because that's when I have a bit more time to do things. And when I make the bed, I'm not trying to make it into a showroom, I'm not trying to make it into a hotel look like. I'm literally just straightening out the duvet and putting the pillows where they need to be. There's no plumping, there's no making sure there's no creases, there's none of that. I literally don't have time. I've got to be at work, I've got to get my daughter to her childcare. So for me it's literally just a matter of straightening out, making sure the room looks somewhat presentable, and usually if I've got a pile of washing on the floor and the bed is made, I'm a happy person, because I don't always have time to fold the washing before I go to work, but making the bed can take all of a minute, 60 seconds, 90 seconds. It doesn't have to take very long, but it really can affect the way the whole room looks. Tip number 2, along the same lines of making the bed, sorting out your sofa cushions. Usually if you've got loose back cushions, we do as well, we also have fixed cushions, which are some scatter cushions on another sofa. Usually if that looks a mess before you leave the house, when you come back into the room, you're going to feel untidy, you're going to feel disorganised. If your sofas look fine, normally if your children are around they don't, because I know from my child, she's just jumping over them all the time. So while they're there, it doesn't look neat and tidy. It doesn't matter, you can have toys, you can have cups, you can have mess everywhere, but as long as you leave the sofas tidy and the floors clean, that's normally, once you come back into the room, you can breathe and you can get on with the rest of your day. Whether that's after you've got back from the school run, or you've just got back from work, or you've literally just popped out to go to test a pint of milk, you come back in and you feel like you can get on with things because everything isn't in a massive state when you get home. Okay, so my third tip would be, before you leave the house, do washing up if you can. Overloaded with dishes, the chances are you're not going to feel very motivated to cook because you might not have a clean spoon. The worst thing to come in is when your kid goes, "I'm hungry," and you look and there's no clean spoons and you just think, I'll give him a chocolate bar because I can't be bothered to cook anything, or I don't have anything to give you because I haven't cleaned up. So if you can, try and wash up. I'm not going to lie, there are days when I just don't have time to wash up. Either I've left it in there from the day before, which happens quite a lot. I'm a human being, I'm not perfect. My washing gets left in there overnight sometimes. I don't dry up because I physically just don't have time. To me, the things can air dry as long as it's clean, it's tidy, and then when they're dry, when I get back in from work, or if I come back from Tesco's, or I've literally just popped out for 5 seconds, they're dry, I completely just pop them back in the cupboard and they're all clean and tidy. Okay, so my 4th and final point probably only applies to if you have children, but I have got another option available if you don't, is just a toy tidy up. There's nothing worse than coming home, especially if you've got a young child who's asleep. You open the door and the floor is covered in toys, there's books everywhere, and literally you're trying to get them to the sofa, you're trying to get them somewhere, and all the toys make noise. Why they do that, I don't know, but you're trying to jump something, you're probably standing on a Lego. Tidy up if you can. On my blog I posted recently to stop kids clutter from taking over your house. In that I mentioned how to do a quick tidy up in less than 5 minutes, because it shouldn't take you really any longer than that. So I will link that down below. What me and my daughter do, sure, before we leave the house, that we'll quickly go around. I ask her to help me. I don't expect her to tidy up all of the toys because, as I said, she's only 2, she's not going to concentrate enough, but we go through it together. We take the time, 2 to 5 minutes before we leave the house every day, or before she goes to bed, and we literally just have crates that we put all the toys in, and they go in there, so that when we come back downstairs the following morning for breakfast, or I come back from home from work, or my partner comes home from work, he's not bombarded with a whole lounge full of toys, and you have to take the time in other areas of your day to tidy them up. It just makes more sense to tidy it before you leave. An alternative to be really helpful would be to go through your mail. But areas of mail often just get overloaded. You get so much stuff every day, it can be so easy to just put it on the side and think, I'll deal with that later, I'll do that. And sometimes you never do. So perhaps if you don't have children, take 5 minutes every day before you leave the house, just flick through, do I need this? Do I need to shred this? Do I need to file this away somewhere? Take the time quickly just to go ahead and do that, because chances are it's just one of those mundane things you really don't want to have to do any other time. Okay, so there you have it. There are my 4 key points to do before you leave the house. I know some people are going to say, Georgia, why are you telling me this? These are really silly things, silly small things that aren't going to help me at all. A lot of people, especially perhaps parents or people who work really long hours, just won't have the time to go behind and do lots of laundry in the morning. They won't have time to dust, they won't have time to quickly hoover before work. So these things are really small things, but they make a big impact to the rest of the space. And if you can only manage to do those 4 things that day or that morning, then you can consider yourself job well done, because the house probably isn't going to look as much as a state as if you hadn't done that in the first place. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope you found today's video helpful. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you to everyone who already has subscribed. I really appreciate all of your feedback and comments. I know I say this in every video. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'm looking to get Instagram soon, so if you're interested in that, please let me know. I'd really like to know whether it's worthwhile me doing that. I'm thinking about soon doing a Q&A video, just where you guys can send in questions beforehand. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in watching, because as always, I've put the Facebook and Twitter links in below, as well as my blog link as well. Once again, thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Hey guys, it's Georgia from Day and Nights here. Welcome back to my channel. You haven't even started yet and you're already in it. What are your tips?
Mess.
You're gonna make some mess. Make some mess, is that your tip? Your tip, yeah. This is how the bed gets unmade. How am I ever meant to make the bed if you're constantly unmaking it?